Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy and we're back with FM23 and our brand new save with IFK Goteborg, and today we're facing Scandinavia in a cup game. It's the third and final game in the group phase of the Swedish Cup. Next time we're going to be starting the league season and probably have our first game of the season there, but we're going to play a match today because I haven't really checked out the match engine on the winter update, and also it was a good chance to have a look at our transfers as well, see who we've brought in so far. We've made some signings and we'll see how they do. We'll also have a look at the tactic that we're still up as well. If you're looking forward to the video, you're excited for the new series, drop a like, leave comments and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below as well. So far things haven't been too bad. We lost our first two friendlies as we had a tour of Cyprus. We're trying out a system there that didn't quite work and we've changed to a new tactic. We did manage to avoid defeat on our next four friendlies, and then we had two competitive games. We defeated Sundsvall 1-0 at home. Sundsvall, a second tier side in Sweden, and then we defeated top side Mjölby 3-1 away from home in our second group game, and today we're taking on Skövde away from home. Marcus Berg has very much been amongst the goals for us. He scored the only goal in that first game on the hour, and then he scored two goals against Mjölby. Olsen also scored in the second half, and a good display from the goalkeeper as well, Pontus Dahlberg, saving a penalty, so a 3-1 win there. So Skövde are the opponents today. Next episode we're going to take on Malmo away from home. Malmo, one of the other best sides in the country. Didn't have a great finish last season with 7th, but again a team that has European pedigree, Champions League finalists many years ago, Malmo. So they're going to be our opponents next episode. So let's talk about the transfer window then and see what's been happening so far. Melvin Berg, our 18-year-old player, has gone on loan for the season just to try and get him some first team football. He's got good potential, but he's not quite ready to be playing a bunch of minutes for us, so he's gone on loan to Landskrona. And we made 4 signings so far. No money spent on transfer fees yet. I don't know if there will be or not. It depends what the players are like, but I want to try and be a bit frugal with the money in these early stages, you know, try and get those players in on those contracts as well. So let's see who we've brought in so far. Start with Wilfried Cannon, who's a defender that we brought in on a free. He last played for IFK, who play in Finland in the top flight, and he played 8 games for them last season. Before that, he's played in Egypt and Qatar, spent most of his career at Den Haag in the Netherlands. But he's a defender from the Ivory Coast. He looks perfectly well rounded, kind of the level that we've been seeing from most of our players in the squad. Just an extra player in defence really, because we didn't have a great deal of centre backs. We only had 2 because one of them's out on loan, so we needed some cover at the back. So Cannon is providing that. Farouk Ben Mustafa has been brought in between the sticks. We had 2 goalkeepers. I thought a third might be a necessary, one that's got a bit more experience, and Ben Mustafa does have that. He has 43 caps for the Tunisia national team. He's 33. He looks fine, so he'll probably be our backup goalkeeper. And then we have Pontus Dahlberg as our first choice goalkeeper, so Ben Mustafa will be back up. I was trying to find some decent loan players to bring in. I did find it tough, and I not really got to grips with the recruitment focuses on this year. Because our scouting range only goes as far as this country, it's hard to actually get our recruitment people and our scouts to find players that, you know, want to join us on loan. But we did manage to find some. Mohamed Ertaran has joined us on loan from Juventus for the season. 21 years old, from the Netherlands. Again, looks fine. Good carrier of the ball, passing's good and technique's good. Not especially quick, but just providing another option in those wide areas, and it's only a loan and it's not costing us any wages, so no risk involved there really. And then for our 4th and final signing, I think we've signed him from an old people's home, because we have signed 39-year-old Ricardo Quaresma, the Portuguese legend, 80 caps for Portugal. And okay, yeah, he hasn't got good physicals, but he still has 20 crossing, 18 dribbling, 18 first touch, 16 passing, 18 technique, 20 flair. He signed as a free agent. He's on £750 a week. So I just want to see what happens with this. He could turn out to be amazing. We'll have to wait and see. But he's had a career and a half. Do you remember he spent a time at Chelsea in like 2008? Made a few appearances for Chelsea. He's played for Porto, Besiktas twice. He's last played for VTC in Portugal. Now he's made the move to Sweden. So we have a 39-year-old in our team. That's all the signings so far. Like I said, I moved most of that transfer budget into the wage budget to allow us to, you know, get some free contracts in. I think we will try and look for other players, but I think we've got a good enough squad now that we've, you know, covered our bases. I thought we needed a centre back, which we've got. We needed another goalkeeper, which we've got. We have a right-sided player with Quaresma. I could probably maybe try and get another right-sided player if the right one comes along. But I'm happy with my squad at the moment. On inspection, the 4 signings we've brought in, none of them are homegrown. And the rules in Sweden seem to be quite hardcore in terms of homegrown. If we go down to the match rules, the match squad, which I believe is 18 players because it's 11 in the starting 11 and 7 substitutes. 9 of those have to be trained by a club in Sweden. That means that half of our match squad has to be homegrown. That's going to be a very difficult rule to get through. And like, we're going to really need to be, focusing on getting those wonder kids when we can, when they're 18, and getting them homegrown so they're ready to play for us. Because that is a pretty nasty rule. Like, Sweden are very much big on their homegrown players. I know Norway is nowhere near like that. Norway, you can literally sign anyone you want and there's like very little restrictions. Sweden, it seems, is very different. But apart from that, it's a pretty basic rule system for the Swedish Premier League. 30 games, you play each team twice. There's 16 teams, and I believe it's 4 teams in Europe. The top team goes into the Champions League, like Champions qualifying, and the second, third and fourth teams go into the Europa Conference League. So yeah, pretty basic rules for Sweden, except for the fact that half your squad has to be homegrown. That's going to be difficult for us. So I'm happy with our squad. I think we've got a mixed bag of talent. We have some good experienced players that may be a bit old, but we've got some youngsters in there as well. I think we've got a good mix of talent there. So let's have a look at how we've set them up for our tactic. Now, I did mention that I was trying a system early on in pre-season, and that was this. It was a narrow diamond. And the way I was thinking about this was we had a lot of midfielders, so I thought it made sense to make use of them and, go with as many midfielders as we can and really stack in the middle of the pitch and play that numbers game. And that would work well on paper. I think the problem we had with this, though, was that our fullbacks weren't nearly quick enough to be going up and down the wings and dropping back. They just weren't quick enough for that. So that's why this really didn't work. We just lost it out wide, really. So we've changed, and we have managed to get some wide men in. So we're going essentially with a 4-4-2. Just with that winger on the left, just push it a little bit further up. So this is the system that we are going with at the moment. And it's been working pretty well. We've got a wing-back attack on the left, which is Tronsen at the moment. Tronsen really good going forward. Again, not especially quick, but I'm hoping that Bangsbo can go along and cover for that. Bangsbo's been playing well pre-season. On the right-hand side, Salomonsen also playing as wing-back, but he's on support. He's at least got the pace to sort of drop back a bit, so I'm hoping that Bangsbo can kind of cover Tronsen if he goes on an adventure. Norlin's playing as a wing support as well. They might get in the way of each other. That might be a problem, but we'll see what happens with that. Olsen playing a bit deeper on the right-hand side, but as a winger on attack. We've got an advanced playmaker and a ball in a midfielder in our midfield. Simon Turn, not been doing too well in training at the moment, but he looks like a decent sort of more creative midfielder. And then Carlen, the 22-year-old, the much more defensive midfielder. And then up front, Berg playing as advanced forward. He seems to be our talisman. Marcus Berg is 36 years old, but he's still, very much in the goals. He's scored 3 in pre-season so far. And then Abdullahi, the Nigerian, playing as a pressing forward alongside him. So this is kind of what we're playing with at the moment. It might change over time, but this is kind of what we're thinking. So we're trying to focus the play through the middle, but then use those wide men if we need to. And we've got that overlap on as well. Not really doing much out of defence. It's very basic. Like, our defensive line's pretty standard. We are pressing a little bit more, but again, we're very basic defensively. And then when we've got the ball, that's when we can, put the ball through the middle, use those overlaps and just really stretch the pitch. It's going well pre-season. We'll see how we do when we get to, the meat of the season, the Premier League. We'll see how that goes, but so far so good. Without further ado, let's play a match, shall we? We are taking on Skövde in the Cup. It's our third group game. Skövde are in the second tier, but they did finish towards the top of the table last season with a 5th place finish. So they're not a side that are going to be easy to beat, but hopefully we can do well. We're playing a bit of a positive style at the moment. The team's in good fitness. We have almost a clean bill of health with just a few injuries. So yeah, we're doing well. I'm going to replace Turn with Elias Hagen today. Turn did take a bit of a knock in our last game. I've added Quaresma onto the subs bench as well. We'll see if we can maybe get him his debut today, the 39-year-old. We are favourites for the game. This is a team that are in the second division, but still need to be at our best to try and get some points from this and make it 3 from 3. Pitch looks a bit like frozen over as well. Wintry conditions here at the end of February. We will see how they affect us, or if they do at all. Here's Norlin coming down the left-hand side. I don't know if I have the match sounds on or not, but the cross is looking for Abdullahi, but it's headed away. Norlin with it back again, though. Here's Marcus Berg, and there's Abdullahi. It's well saved by the goalkeeper, and a good chance there inside 3 minutes. That one shot on target has been the only one so far. And the home side with a corner here 36 minutes in with Abraham. And they could sneak a goal here if they do well with a set piece. It's headed away though by Elias Hagen, making his appearance today in place of Turn. Basic to Rosa, and forces a save from Dolberg. Just make a little tactical change. Don't want to work that ball into the box because we haven't hit the target too much today. We've had 10 shots. We've only hit the target once. So we have gone for a bit more like working into the box, see if that helps us. And I'm sure that will start to take effect as we go into the second half. 5 minutes left of the first. Maybe a chance to sneak a goal before we go back into the locker rooms, but we'll see. Carlen to Bungsbo. And just keeping the ball well here. Bungsbo's got it back. Carlen. Looking for some runs from those two centre forwards maybe. Here's Olsen. And here's Abdullahi. He could send through Marcus Berg here. I think he might have just strayed on offside. Here's Olsen. And Basic deals with that. And it's cleared by Matson. Only as far as Carlen. Here's Hagen. And with the right foot. What a strike by Elias Hagen. It's 1-0 after 40 minutes. He's, as I say, made the appearance today because of a knock to 10. And, well, that's a fabulous finish. Matson with the clearance. And then it was Carlen laying it off for Elias Hagen. Takes a touch, gets it out from his feet, and a lovely right-footed strike past the goalkeeper. Brilliant goal. And we go into half-time with that lead. Fingers crossed that it will be 3 wins from 3 in this cup phase of the... or the group phase of the cup, excuse me. After this, I think it is just straight knockouts. So we'll see how they go. But we'll go into a quarter-final if we do win this group. And we have to win the group to get through. So... yeah, it's a case of just trying to really get as many points as you can. Could be a chance for a second goal here. Marcus Berg, well controlled. Oh, can't get it on target though. Big chance. Less than 10 minutes to go in and make some changes. Svensson is going to come on for Carlen. Marcus Berg is going to come off. Markovic is going to come on. And Quaresma is going to make his debut in place of Norlin. Going to play him as that inverted winger on the left-hand side. Through a triple change with 82 minutes gone. A 1-0 win here. We're 1-0 up. There might be more goals to come. But yeah, we haven't really had to face too much from the opponents. They've not really done too much. So I think, you know, it's been a pretty routine win for us here. More than one goal would have been good. We've had plenty of shots, but not really hit the target too much. But there's still time to maybe double our lead before full time. Abdullahi to Olsen. Can he maybe square it for someone here? Into the box. We go back to Solomonson. And Solomonson looking for a ball in maybe. He's found the cross, but it's Engström. But Tronsen goes for the header and it's over. I'm going to replace Tronsen with Wendt. I'm going to replace Hagen with Eriksson. That's our 4th and 5th substitutes. Final minute of the game here. Maybe a chance for a late goal here. Markovic is on it. Bungsbo to Eriksson. And the through ball finding Markovic. Here's Wendt. And headed away by Schiberg. As far as Svensson. Eriksson to Quaresma. And Ricardo Quaresma, the 39-year-old on his debut, doubles the lead for IFK Goteborg. And yeah, it's another 3 points and it's another 2-0 win and a clean sheet. Nice goal once again from range. And it's the 39-year-old on his debut that gets the goal. Nice stuff. I enjoy it. Quaresma, just a really simple strike and a nice one. I like it. And that is 2-0. And that will be game over. Solid defensive display. Didn't really have much to do. Dahlberg had a pretty quiet dime in between the sticks. And yeah, just a dominant performance. I like it. So maximum points from our group. I think that would have been expected. We're far and away the best team in the group. So I think, you know, qualifying was the least thing we expected from that. So we are through to the quarterfinals of the Swedish Cup. And potential opponents. Malmo won their group. AIK, Djurgårdens, Hammarby, Sirius, Häcken and Kalmar, who finished ahead of Elfsborg. Might be a bit of a surprise. I think Elfsborg are usually pretty good. But yeah, you know, I think you'd expect these teams to progress through these groups, especially sides like Malmo and Djurgårdens and well, Häcken, the champions, of course. So yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. The draw is today, so let's just do a quick draw and see who we're facing in the next round. It is Malmo, so it's going to be a tough quarter-final cup game, and that's up next actually. So I thought the cups would be a bit further, you know, down in the season, but quarter-final being played literally in a week. But the finals then not played until the 25th of May. So there's a big jump from the semi-final to the final. But yeah, you know, hopefully we can progress as far as we can in that. I think we've met the expectation already of getting through the group. So anything past that now is a bonus. But, you know, we'll see how we do. Maybe we can win it. I think we can win it. I think they didn't win it too long ago, Göteborg. They last won the Swedish Cup in 2020. So yeah, it's been, it's been a couple of years, but they've won it quite recently. They won it in 2015, 2013, 2008. So yeah, they have won a trophy in the past couple of years. Next episode, we are going to be taking on Malmo in the league. Well, we've got them up next in a cup quarter-final, so we'll see if we can get past them there. But yeah, next episode, we're going to jump ahead to April and start the Swedish Premier League, the Allsvenskan, that's what it's called. I need to get the real name fix back in. I don't know why it's not called that, because I've got the real name fix. Maybe I need to do it again for the winter update. I'll make sure that's done as well. And I think we'll try and find some nice kits for Göteborg as well, whether that's a custom kit or a kit pack for the Swedish League. We'll try and get that done before the next video as well. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. And next episode, we're going to be starting our Swedish League season, taking on Malmo. Again, one of the better sides in the league, although they didn't have a particularly good finish last season. It's going to be an interesting game, big sort of dynamic rivalry, and we'll see how it goes next time. We've done well in the cup so far, 3 wins from 3, but the league season is going to be the real test. So how can we do against some of these sides? We'll find out next time. But for now, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.